I feel Meredith could use a permanent home because Mary Cosby threw Airbnb shade at her in a recent
Yes.
episode.
Meredith
I'm
does
like,
need a permanent home.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, if she's as invested in Utah as she says she is, she deserves to own a home here.
Hmm.
And if she doesn't want to use Malaysia and she wants, like a professional, she can definitely hit me up.
Virtual reality.
Malaysia and Kenny from Bravo's new show, Sold on SLC. Danny and I are so excited to chat with you. The show just premiered. Let's just get into how you're feeling about being new Bravo celebrities. This is an exciting new chapter for the both of y'all.
yeah, I don't really know what it's supposed to feel like. It still feels like it's so surreal. Everyone's like, it's a whole new world. Like, how are you feeling? I'm like, honestly, I'm not sure. It's kind of like, when you're pregnant for the first time and you're like, am I really pregnant though? Because I don't have a belly. I don't feel a baby moving. It's so surreal.
Yeah,
So at
see, and
least
I've never been pregnant, so I can't speak to that. But what I can say is like it feels like normal life until you open your, Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, and then it's like, oh, okay, something's happening.
Okay, and Kenny, we got to know how much because I saw you guys had a fun premiere party this week.
It was a blast.
How much bro talks did we get before the premiere?
Zero.
Zero. He's cold turkey in it.
Zero. Zero. We are all natural as of today.
Okay,
wait,
because
wait,
it's looking.
wait. You can't say you did not tan. You didn't tan.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is definitely tanned. Yeah.
Okay,
No, yeah.
okay.
I look like a dead corpse without the spray tan.
I'm happy that we're spraying though, because that's better for the skin. Does Matt spray or does he bake?
He bakes.
Oh.
Gotta get him to stop doing that because
I
that's
know.
that's counteracting the
I
book.
I spray. Yep. I spray all the way.
I love a spray tan. Malaysia, how are you with the spray tan? Because we know you love looking at a spray tan.
Even though
And
it causes confusion.
Yeah, you know what? It's just funny because my husband doesn't spray or tan or
uh-huh.
do Botox, so it really was like a whole new world for me when they said they did, which I could see. I'm sure men do, but I don't know why in my mind I just did not think that you guys cared to do
We
that,
do.
and you did. So
We do.
Turns
it was
out
just a
we
very
care.
awakening moment. I'm like, wow, you guys probably tan more than me. I need to get on my game. I felt
You
like,
do need to get on your game.
yeah,
You've been
I
looking a little
know.
pale lately.
I was like, I'm not doing enough, actually. That was my reality.
And it's so funny you say that you were kind of like shocked by all that because I mean, Utah is popping out these reality shows because, of course, Salt Lake City Housewives is so much fun, but also the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. When we talk to them, those girls, they're in their 20s. They love their plastic surgery. They love their all the fine print. So we were like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, I feel behind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, how are these men in the office like have more time for themselves than I do? I'm like, this is not okay. I need to step up my
We're
game
we're not
right now.
stay-at-home moms and working and everything else. You have a little bit more on your hands than
You're
we
busy.
do. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
busy.
It's
thanks.
so wild because you guys are now reality TV stars. You're filming the show, but you have actual jobs. Has it been hard to sort of, or when you guys were filming, was it hard to balance being real life realtors with filming a show?
100%. For my business personally, and I don't know, I can't speak for Malaysia, but for my business personally, when you're in scene, it takes up a lot of time. And when you're filming, it takes up a lot of time. And so balancing and finding that balance of like working while filming was definitely challenging. Although they followed a lot of kind of the work life, dynamic, getting releases and planning that far
Mhm.
ahead. Like as realtors, we plan our day at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was kind of like an adjustment trying to plan out 2 and 3 weeks in advance so that we had all the releases done and everything else so that we could shoot.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, I'm a mom to four and I balancing work life, and that really kind of is my reality on the show. I'm trying to balance I'm going from a stay-at-home mom to a new realtor, balancing the mom guilt that comes with now not being able to be home with my kids full time, but also trying to build a career for myself. It got a lot of the times actually when I'm filming with my family, my kids require a lot of my time. So when I'm filming with them, they still require that time from me. And then I'm having to have these conversations like with my husband and they're interrupting and like I want to be able to give them that time and speak to them and it
Mhm.
and it it's just becomes a lot and it comes like very, very like overstimulating, and then I feel bad. Like because I'm still working while we're filming.
Yeah.
So it's like I have my real estate business, and then I have, the show that I'm filming. And then I just feel like my kids are like, mom, and I want to be able to give them that. But then in the same breath, I'm now working two jobs.
Do you feel all that busyness is why? Because I know when we first met you on the show, you kind of were like, yeah, if people are mad at me drinking or anything like that, I'm flipping them off because I don't care what you think. Do you think because you are so busy and are juggling so much, you're like, I can't juggle what people are thinking about me in those lanes? Like, did it kind of having that lack of time help you reach that point?
Oh, 100%. It got up to a point in my life where it's like, okay, you know what? I will show up to church in my very imperfect state. But you know what? I'm showing up. And I think that was my whole point to that was, yeah, I get side-eyed a lot. I do get judged a lot. But you know what? I really am not I don't have enough time on my hands to people please and live my life according to someone else just to make them happy. Like I am so over that, and I wasted a lot of my life doing that. And I just told
Mhm.
myself, you know what? I can still go to church and be a great person and also still have a great time. And I'm going to show my kids that you can really have everything you want. And just because you have that does not make you any less of a person or a member.
What's really cool about all these shows taking place in Salt Lake City and involving the Mormon church is that I never realized that Mormonism is such a spectrum. So it's interesting to see your story, Malaysia. Kenny, how would you describe your relationship with the church?
So currently, like an extremely active member. I've had numerous times in my life, obviously, where I've deviated away from that. But I think that like Malaysia was saying, and even to your point with, where you said the spectrum, I don't think it's necessarily any different than any other faith or any other religion in the fact that there's some people that choose to live it to the very fullest, and then there's some people that choose not to. And so I think like, looking at that, it's not necessarily one size fits all. And I don't think that the church expects perfection. There's a lot of people in the church that, may, but the church as itself, we're working on continual progression. And that's really what our faith is about, is continual progression.
I mean, that and forgiveness. That's really what our
True.
church is based on. So, I mean, I think the Lord will forgive me if I have a few tequila drinks, right?
I mean, you don't have to give anything away, but the teaser seems is Laura gonna be able to forgive Matt stuff because it's the stuff of what's to
Oh
come.
boy.
It's like baby boy is in the hot seat, and I'm not talking the tanning
There's
bed.
definitely
Oh
some
yeah. He's in
bombs
the
that will
other
be
type of hot
dropped.
seat.
Yeah, yeah.
What can
He's
you
in
guys
a lot of
do?
seats that he probably wasn't supposed to be in.
Oh,
Okay.
I
uh-oh.
mean, what can you tease about what he's hiding? He's hiding something. Not, I mean, not those abs. He's not hiding those abs.
Yeah.
But a
He's also
woman knows
working
what a
on
It's
man
those
is.
abs. He's gatekeeping on the abs.
that right. That's what we need. That's what I'm most upset about that he's hiding is how he's getting those abs. But I can't imagine that is what causes such an uproar amongst the cast. What can you say about what the true problem is here?
Yeah, what do you have to say about your best friend,
Oh,
Kenny?
Yeah, let us know,
I
Kenny.
so I think we need to be careful how we speak about this one. Obviously, I think there's some bombshells that you guys will see as you continue on in the season. Um, but I think it's going to make for an interesting show.
hmm.
Okay, all right.
And
I will say the way that the bombshell happens was like left field, unexpected, just I yeah,
Or
I
was
didn't
it?
believe it either.
hmm.
You're gonna have to watch and find out.
It seems there are a lot of potential bombshells and surprisings going on with you all because the first episode left kind of with like a cliffhanger-ish of a conversation between Sarah and Jennifer where I get where Jennifer's coming from because I'd be like, no, I know you have to be talking. Why? If you're married, you're talking to your partner about business and stuff
Yeah.
like that. How do you
For sure.
feel with that kind of, and like, of course, not to give anything too much away because you guys know what the story tells, but with that kind of dynamic, like, were you both kind of on edge about Sarah?
So I think Sarah's in an interesting position, right?
Yeah.
Because she came to Presidio. Jen gave her an opportunity. Jen's all about women empowerment. Jen's amazing with that. And so I think Jen, anytime she sees a woman that wants to elevate her life, Jen's all in. And Jen's going to fully support and fully back her. Obviously, there may have been some oversights there where Chris does hold such a high position in another company. And so as you saw with the first episode, there has been some weird things that have happened um, that really do cause Jen some valid reasons to have, concern.
Yeah, no, I'm
But
excited.
like in real estate, though, people are constantly, or some people in real estate change brokerages quite frequently. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it really has nothing to do with the brokerage or the agent. And it just so happens that they're moving to the brokerage that, Sarah's husband is a part of. But most of the time, you don't even know the reason why agents move. So it's kind of hard without physical proof that they are going to real. For what reason? Were they being, targeted purposely, or did they
Coached.
just
Yeah.
simply want to go? And
See,
that's
and I
what,
think Chris is just an A-star recruiter, and we'll see.
So Sarah's causing a little drama on that front, but she's also the conduit for Lisa Barlow's iconic appearance on the premiere episode.
she
This,
is.
that, and the other, and all the things that she needs in a house. And we love to see her friendship. But Danny and I are curious, are you guys friends with any of the Salt Lake City Housewives cast? Like, do you mix and mingle with them in Salt Lake? Because as y'all keep calling it Small Lake City.
It really is Small Lake City. And keep that in mind when some of these bombshells break. That's all I'm going to say.
Wait, are the Housewives involved?
No, not the
No,
housewives,
Oh,
but it's Small Lake City. And that's
it really is.
you
That's
can't get
true.
away with anything in Small Lake City.
Wait,
So
Nope.
these bombs were going to drop eventually.
because you can't get away with
It's
it.
a matter of time.
So since it's Small Lake, you can't say you don't know the Real Housewives and know their homes. Is there a Real Housewife in Salt Lake City, since you two are very good at your job, that you think could use an upgrade in their current house?
Oh, well, I think it's time to find Meredith a permanent home. And I'd be more than happy to do that for her. But I
Mhm.
did go to a jazz game with Whitney a couple weeks ago, and she's lovely. We went to drinks. My husband and I went to drinks with her and her husband afterward. And yeah, they were just lovely, lovely people. She was like an angel. I loved her.
I know. I feel Meredith could use a permanent home because Mary Cosby threw Airbnb shade at her in a recent
Yes.
episode.
Meredith does need a permanent home.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, if she's as invested in Utah as she says she is, she deserves to own a home here.
Mm.
And if she doesn't want to use Malaysia and she wants, like a professional, she can definitely hit me up.
have either of you established contact with Meredith? Have you sent her a postcard or
I sent a DM on Instagram, but there was no response to that.
Okay. Okay.
So when she sees this, maybe we'll get a response.
And she'll clearly see the agent she wants to work with. She might see
She
right
clear-
past Kenny,
It'll
It's really easy
oh, right
to do
past
so.
Kenny. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am kind of curious though if any of the women on the Sold on SLC cast were to somehow have a chance to star on Housewives, who do you think would thrive the most as a Real Housewife of Salt Lake City?
Ooh. I think from what you've seen so far, I think Tina and Jen could give them a run for their money. Just based off
I
what
think
you
so,
guys
too.
have seen so far. Once the rest of the season airs, I would love to know your perspective, actually.
Oh, okay, that's good to know because I know Tina is like the second she comes on the screen, I'm like, oh my God, she is everything.
Love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tina's amazing.
Wait, and speaking of giving runs for money, Kenny, I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure your bio on the site said that you're like the number one agent above Jennifer. And how does that work in terms of bringing in sales and stuff like that? Like, does that ever get your wheels turning? And I don't know if you're in the office right now, and I don't want to get you in trouble. Like, or does it ever
Don't
come
get me
into
in
like
trouble.
wanting to like branch out and start like your own business, an offsuit business or something like that? Or are you happy where you are?
Oh,
So
don't
honestly,
worry. Kenny won't ever say anything that'll get him in a
you're
picture
so full
with
of
Jen.
crap. You're so full of crap. Honestly, Jen and I have a great relationship. I've considered opening my own firm. That's something that I have considered. Do I think I will ever do it? Probably not. The way that Jen has it set up, it's like it's plug and play. And Malaysia, you'll figure this out when you get there. But to hire your own office
He's
staff,
playing it safe right now, boys. He's playing
I'm
it
not
safe.
playing it safe.
He
I'm
knows
not
Jen's
playing it
gonna
safe.
watch this.
I'm not
But
playing it
go
safe.
ahead, Kenny.
Oh, okay.
So-
Malaysia sounds like you've had some conversation with Malaysia that Malaysia's bringing to the table.
We'll see. You'll see. But no, so like honestly, the way that Jen has everything set up, for me to go hire my own office staff, it'd be hundreds of thousands per year. And basically I can buy into Jen's system for a much smaller fee than that. And I can still hire agents underneath me that work for me, and I don't have to pay all of the administrative staff.
That's lovely.
Hey, he's a good
So
business.
yeah, Jen has it set up very, very well for that.
Ultimate. Wait, I'm kind of curious though, like what was y'all's relationship with real estate reality TV before you were approached about doing the show? Did you consume it? Did you like it? Are we fans of Selling Sunset and the $1 Million Listings? Like how did we feel? Did we watch them in preparation?
So
Yeah.
not okay, go ahead, Malaysia.
Go ahead, Kenny. Be my guest.
Not yeah, so not a lot on that one. But as far as like $1 Million Listing LA, love Josh Altman. Didn't consume obviously every season, but I started watching Josh when I was just out of high school. And so like when I got into real estate, I definitely like had aspirations to one day like get on the Josh Altman level. Now,
Yeah.
as I've gotten into the industry, I've realized like what Josh has is something very special and extremely hard to tap into because he is a professional to the highest degree.
And I am a fan of Tracy. I think she's a boss babe. And I mean, Selling Sunset, they're mothers, a lot of them are mothers, and they're killing it. And they're showing up and proving that they can be both. And that's very inspirational for me.
And Malaysia, because I feel like I know you already. Like I feel like we see, like I see you, and I see into
Nope.
your closet, and I feel like your closet is very lovely. And of course, being in the real estate game, you kind of have to like really up your dress just in general to kind of like for
Yeah.
both of you for that. But because you said Tracy is one of your girls, and her style is so strong. Did we splurge a little bit more for the scenes that we were filming for real estate for Sold on SLC?
On what we're wearing?
Yeah, like did you when you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna
Oh
be
my gosh. Yes,
yeah.
I will say though, I will say I really had to think twice about what I wore because
Okay.
I knew some of my castmates would come for me. I knew if I showed a little bit too much cleavage, if my skirt was too short, I knew these people just want anything they can get to come for me. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to dial it down a little bit. I don't want to, stunt on them too much and give them too much ammo
Uh,
because they will come for anything they can get when it comes to me.
Penny, would
So,
they? Would they?
The one thing
was
that I
there?
can say is there's people on the cast that can sell without boobs. So adding those to it maybe helps.
Hey,
Hey, and you know what?
Matt's around to play on his
I
Instagram.
will gladly say that I haven't needed
I know maybe
any
I
thus
played that
far.
too conservatively.
Wait, it's so funny that you make that point, Malaysia, because I don't know if you saw the last season of Selling Sunset, but that was a whole thing when Mary got upset that Chelsea was wearing essentially no pants to
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yes. And you know what? Okay, I can totally see their perspective on that. That was a little much. That's I know my limits. Then again, my legs are not nearly as long as hers. So she looked amazing in that. So if you got it, girl, more power to you in that. But no, in the same breath, like we live in Utah. It's a different world here
Mhm.
and for our professionalism. I mean, even just the style in LA, you can get away with a lot more in your wardrobe and how you present yourself. And you can get away with it. Here, that can damper or have an effect on your business. So whether we, I know my limits and I know when to be and dress professional. And I feel like Utah definitely is a state where you have to, present yourself and professionally in a lot of times.
Yeah.
Not, Selling Sunset, I think they can definitely get away with more. And I definitely
Yeah.
I definitely am jealous of that for sure.
Wait, I almost want to play a little game with you too. I want you each because you guys know more because I don't want you guys to give too much tea away because I don't want to get you in trouble. But I want each of you
It's
to
okay. We have our handler on with us.
oh,
She'll slap us if we go too far.
oh, I know. But I want you each to say who you think the other person is least close with now. Like Malaysia, tell us who Kenny isn't that close with now. Kenny tell Malaysia, and I want to
Oh,
see if
easy.
you're right or not. Oh, easy.
Okay.
What's happening? Malaysia, go first.
Tina
Mm,
to Kenny.
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
Kenny,
least close with Tina.
Is
Yeah.
is that true?
Now, I feel like, I mean, from the show till now is what I'm saying.
is that true,
Don't
Kenny?
give anything away here. No, that's not true.
Oh.
That's not true.
Okay. Who's your answer for
Um,
Malaysia?
Jen.
Oh, what to be
Really?
not close with your boss? Okay, how is that assessment correct?
Oh, is it? Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Kenny's closer to Jen, and he probably knows things that I don't know, which is why he's making this assumption.
Is,
Interesting. Thank you, Kenny. This is
is there,
actually, it's all making sense to me now.
You guys set me up for
Wow.
this, didn't you?
Wow.
is
Okay.
there is there
You know what?
anything?
This is actually validating a lot of feelings for me.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
geez.
Yeah.
So you've
Kenny,
been
is there anything you'd like to share with Malaysia in this moment now that we have created and facilitated this space?
I
What Jen has been saying
mean,
about her.
Yeah, Kenny.
absolutely.
The
No, Jen
floor.
doesn't talk about Malaysia.
Oh, that's worse.
No, I mean, she's not talking about Malaysia in a gossipy way.
Okay, wait, but
He's
is there
back. He's backpedaling, you guys.
the Cupid shuffle? Kenny, is there anything? Can you help Malaysia out? Like, what should she be doing to make Jen start talking about her in a positive way?
Why don't we go into this Tina thing? Why don't we ask the questions
Because
about
you're
Tina?
blushing more about this topic, and I'm
I know,
making
I do show it on my face, don't I?
yes,
Okay,
yes, that's
yeah.
why.
Kenny, you know some things you're not telling
Next,
me.
next
I've
question.
been in
Oh,
a
I
lot of
know
I'm
nothing.
not
I
in a
know
lot of
nothing.
rooms that you, Matt, and Jen are in. So I would love to know.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily know anything.
Okay, well, I will ask you a question about the whole Tina situation. You're saying it's
Let's do
not
it.
true that you're that you're the least close with her at this moment, but you're so close with Matt. I'm assuming that the way Matt and Tina operated this season together did not help your relationship
So
with.
we have a very strange, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a strange relationship. Matt and Tina's relationship has nothing to do with my relationship with Tina. I mean, regardless, and I have this in numerous friend groups, like lots of the different friend groups that I'm involved in don't necessarily or not necessarily cohesive with each other. And so I'm kind of like that satellite that kind of goes around between the different groups of friends. But Tina, I've had a great relationship with.
Okay, Malaysia, are you close with Tina right now?
Yeah, I talked to Tina.
Okay, so
I
okay, so
mean, I literally was texting Tina this morning, if that puts anything into perspective.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, amazing.
not work related.
okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
Well,
mean, I okay.
Oh, okay.
We're not good. We're not gonna start measuring, you know?
we need a
Yeah,
reunion for
you have
small
nothing to measure, Tina.
Um,
Oh
Well,
my
I
gosh.
do. Well, speaking of Tina and Matt, though, what is so, I mean, just from the premiere episode, you're never going to see on another reality show a fight about someone spreading a rumor about someone believing in God or not. I was just like, you can't get more Utah than that. What did y'all think of?
That's a very Utah thing. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I
But
mean,
it seems like Tina was upset because it has consequences if you
Yeah.
don't.
it really
Yeah.
does. Mhm.
It really is the culture here. And I feel like a lot of people don't know much about our culture. And I mean, it really is a very beautiful culture, but it also is it's a very different culture that a lot of people aren't used to, with so many people having opinions on your life than they normally would. So I really hope that our show can really showcase both sides of the culture here and our religion.
Yeah, and I think living in Utah is obviously a very beautiful thing. There's people that come to Utah because of the culture, but we also have people that leave Utah because of the culture. And so you really have these two polar opposites. But most people find the culture very endearing.
Yeah, I would say that the majority of people that move here, I mean, the culture, it is a shock, but there are more people that stay here than leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean
I agree with that.
when Danny and I were watching Mormon Wives, for instance, I was like, wow, spray tans, Botox, Diet Coke, like this is my culture.
I love it.
This is
Yeah, it is.
It's a vibe. Well, I hope it's not in the culture to not have steps to the backyard, because what the
Oh,
hell was that?
That's a thing. That's just a thing here in Utah.
You can
I mean,
It helps with your calves. You're getting stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I hear they're into fitness, and having to jump up into the house, I guess, is better than walk.
I will say though, those dirty sodas do make for a good mixed drink.
Okay, good to know.
That's a hack they haven't shown
Wait,
yet.
can you tell us through, how do you make your dirty soda a little dirtier then, Malaysia? Let's get into that.
Well,
Give us the recipe.
I just add a shot of tequila. That's
Ooh, but
it.
what's your order?
Oh, I love a Dr. Pepper with strawberry puree and a little tiny pump of sugar-free vanilla.
Penny, do you have one? Do you have a dirty soda order that you love?
Yeah, Coke with lime and coconut. Lime wedges and coconut.
Oh,
That sounds
Has to be the wedges, not the
Danny
syrup.
and I, Danny and I, as we've been interviewing all of these Salt Lake City superstars between Mormon wives and housewives, and now you guys, we've been collecting these recipes and sharing them
Okay.
with some of our colleagues who have been trying them.
Well, now you have the very
Have a little
best
more.
one.
Oh,
Yes, the
okay.
very best one.
We're gonna put that to the test.
Dirty Coke with lime wedges.
Gets you jumping over those bricks, yes.
Yes.
All right, are you still craving a little more tea? Evan, tell them where to go.
Well, you can go to Page 6 YouTube to check out all of our exclusive virtual reality interviews and more.